So it's just after 12 o'clock, and I finally sat down and I thought a lot about Wycombe's most recent match against Lincoln that we lost, and just my thoughts on the end of the season as a whole. We have, in all honesty, stuttered and gave up almost towards the end of the line, and it is a bit disappointing to see. But I've just been thinking a lot. I didn't get to watch the match, unfortunately, because I was working at an open day for my university, but I saw a lot of the reactions on Twitter. I saw the goals, and that's a bad match to lose. We dominated possession. We did a lot of things right. We got on the good places by the looks of it, but we just couldn't convert. And I think that keeps up the stat. We haven't won a match with more possession on the Bloomfield, but we win matches without possession. Part of that is, of course, because these players are trained in the style of Gareth Ainsworth. They're trained to play more defensively. They're trained to play a bit longer. They're trained in a different tactical style that Matt Bloomfield's trying to bring. But what I wanted to do was just recollect some of my thoughts, but also provide a little bit more of a nuanced opinion to some of the opinions I've been seeing online. Because at the end of the day, we have to remember that it's not just black or white. There are shades in the middle, and I want to sort of provide that sort of middle. So have we done well on the Bloomfield? No, I don't think we have. And that's sad to say because I really do love Matt Bloomfield. He is Mr. Wycombe. That doesn't mean I don't think we can do well. I think there's a lot of reasons for that. I've spoken on the Wycombe podcast. I've spoken on Twitter myself, saying that Bloomfield was the right choice, and I think the way he wants to play is a good way, but we don't have necessarily the players that we need to play his way. We don't have the training to. He didn't have a pre-season. He didn't have a transfer window. Even in Gareth's first season, which he has roughly matched in terms of points, in a harder league, in a promotion battle versus a relegation battle, he hasn't had the time to shape the team to make it his own. So I think we have to take that into account. We lost our top goal scorer at the time, Ange Mehmeti. We lost our key player in Alfie Mawson. And that's very, very difficult for any manager to overcome. Never mind a manager who's coming in the middle of the season to replace a manager of 10 years who shaped not only the team, but the club around that person. You go to Adams Park against Lincoln, and there's signs saying the home of rock and roll football. We are a club more defined by one manager than perhaps any other since Arsene Wenger of Arsenal or Man United and Alex Ferguson. So it's going to be tremendously difficult, and I think we need to give him more time. We need to let him cook almost. We need to give him pre-season. We need to give him to at least next Christmas, because I think the potential is definitely there. We just need to make sure that it happens. I think as well, we've had people say that it's all going horribly wrong, that this is a horrible season. This is going to be our fourth highest ever finish in the English Football League. The only other times we've finished higher are times we've finished in the playoffs or got promoted. Or that season in the Championship where we finished in relegation spots, but we still did well towards the end of that season. This is still a fantastic season for us. And when you look at our spending compared to other clubs, compared to who we were playing, Bolton, Derby, Barnsley, Ipswich, who can spend £3-4 million on 3 or 4 players. Leif Davies, for one, was I think £1.2 million. We don't spend that on every player we bring in combined in 2 seasons, and mind one single player. To even be up there, challenging with those teams, with the budget we have, the team that we have, the facilities, everything that we have is fantastic. There are teams below us and level of us that would kill for our ability to do that, and we have to understand that we have set expectations here because of the way Gareth Ainsworth got us. He got us to the Championship, he got us to 2 playoff promotions, but we're not a club that's traditionally been here. That's overperforming. Even this year you could argue is overperforming on what Wycombe traditionally has finished, which is League 2 or below. We've been in League 1 since, I believe, 2017. And now we seem to have fans who expect and demand that after 3 seasons of tremendous, brilliant performance, that we do it consistently. That's not possible. And I do think we need to temper expectations a little. I don't think the club did well in that as well. We had the Cohicks come out saying they expected automatic promotion, to fight for automatic promotion. Ainsworth saying we're going to aim high too. That doesn't help it. But I think we as fans need to understand as well that there's a limit to how high we can go, how quickly. I'm not saying we should strive for better things. I'm just saying that we need to understand that this is going to happen. And at the start of this season, I actually thought about it for a while, considering it a transition season almost. And in the end, I sort of went, no, we've still got Gareth, we've still got a lot of the same players. This is a transition season now, and I would argue next year would be a transition season too. Bloomfield's going to get new players, and not every one of them is going to be a success. Not every player under Ainsworth was a success. For every Uche, or every Akinfenwa, or for every Bloomfield, or for every player like that, we had a Jakubiak. You know what I mean? Bloomfield's going to have that same problem too. Top of that, it took Gareth, I believe, 4 or 5 seasons to get out of League Two. And we're expecting Matt Bloomfield to get to the Championship in his first season as a club, in his first season as a manager, with far less experience, with a team that he hasn't shaped in any form. By the time we even got to fighting in League One, never mind fighting for playoff promotion, we had a team that was solely shaped around Gareth Ainsworth and how Gareth Ainsworth wanted to play. He had 4, 5, 6, 7 years of that Wycombe team being his Wycombe team. Bloomfield hasn't had that yet. So I just think we need to have time. And I think it's really, really important now, these final 2 games, we as fans do whatever we can to make sure we get and support the team. I've heard that the atmosphere both away and at home has been lacking. I've heard that it's been a bit flat, it's been a bit depressing almost. We need to try and fix that. That is something that is in our control for once. Very few times can you look at a football club and see something that's not going right and say, we can fix this. We as fans can fix this. And I know some of you say, well, it's easy for you to say. I'm attending the last 2 matches. I'm spending quite a lot of money to come down from Liverpool to Adams Park next weekend with my family to go and see the game against Cheltenham, and I'm spending a lot of money and a lot of time to go and see the match away in Portsmouth on the final day of the season. And it's really important that everybody else tries to do that too, to try and spur on the team and show them we're not just fans when it's good. We are dedicated fans for Wycombe, not Wycombe when we're fighting for promotions, not Wycombe for whenever we win a championship. We are Wycombe Wanderers fans. That is the next step in us as a club growing with a bigger fandom, growing with a more dedicated fandom, something that other teams around us can do. Bolton Wanderers, for example, they have a massive stadium, they can get 20, 30,000 people in it. They have the fans to do so. We have a stadium of, what, 9,500? And we're looking at 6,000 or 7,000. We need to understand this is something we control, and we need to get out and really put our support behind the team. No matter the tactics, no matter who's playing, give them everything you've got and they'll give you everything they've got. So it's just really important. Get out there, get supporting, get shouting, sing, chant, laugh and cry. Not every season can end with these amazing sunshines and rainbows and lollipops, but it's important no matter what to not stop chanting.